which NFL teams are making the playoffs, and who's staying home. It's Who's In, Who's Out on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's football station.
All right, the 12 teams that will make the playoffs, we've got them for you right here. We'll start in the AFC East, where last week we had an undefeated team. They went down, and they went down hard. Miami's 3-1, New England 2-2, Buffalo, the Jets. AFC East, is anybody going against the Patriots?
No.
Ryan?
Nope. It's the Patriots for me, man. They're the team to beat.
Go ahead.
The
Dolphins are 3-1. I'm sorry, I don't know how fast we're supposed to talk, or if you want me to go longer.
No, that was perfect.
Okay,
you're doing great.
Dolphins are 3-1. Well, I cut you off, so I'm not doing great.
That's fine.
Dolphins
that's
are 3-1 with a -8 point differential. Is anybody really going to put smart, hard-earned money on that team? No. It's the Patriots.
Yeah.
In the North, 3-1 Cincinnati, 3-1 Baltimore, and then the two teams at the bottom are 1-2-1. It seems like nobody buys Cincinnati. We're like lukewarm on the Baltimore Ravens. So, Eytan, where are you going in the North?
I'm all on the Ravens right now. And going on what John said, to get weapons with Joe Flacco, he's revived. I don't trust Marvin Lewis as far as I could throw him, and that's not far. Ravens win this division.
I agree with you as far as Marvin Lewis and the Bengals. I'm personally sticking with the Steelers in this division.
Ooh, wow.
Listen, they're a mess. I know there's a lot going on, but it's only 4 games. Le'Veon Bell came out today. It's confirmed he will be back by week 7 or 8. I expect this team to get in
with
a rhythm.
Hamstring pull.
I expect this team to get in a rhythm late October, November, and they'll take the division.
Hey,
it's going to be tight, though.
Baltimore goes on the road on prime time and beats you in your own building. I got to go Baltimore in this one. They finally have the weapons. I think Pittsburgh, and I like Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh is dead in the water, but their defense is a problem. Baltimore wins the North. Does anybody believe in Cincinnati? We'll find out if anybody's got them in the wild cards. How about the South, where this one's interesting? 2 3-1s, 2 1-3s. Probably the least entertaining division in the league. Ryan, who's in the South?
Jacksonville Jaguars, man. They're the team to beat. AFC title game last year. Tennessee, give them credit, knocking off our Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions. I see a lot of good things from them right now. But when it's all said and done, Jacksonville's defense is a nightmare. Blake Bortles looks not like Blake Bortles. He looks a little bit better than we're used to seeing. I expect Jacksonville.
1 week.
I expect Jacksonville to eventually run away. Come on, Blake.
Yeah, that you can't score on that defense. No matter what you do on offense, you cannot score. What happens with Jacksonville's offense, you can't score. You need an amazing game from Mariota, from Deshaun Watson, from Andrew Luck to win a football game. You need a decent game from Blake Bortles to win a football game.
Point.
I go with Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville, too, and I agree. Their defense, although Tennessee's beaten Jacksonville 3 times in a row.
How is that even possible?
It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
Well,
9-6.
9-6, that's how it is.
That's how it's possible.
Yeah. Blake Bortles is back to Blake.
All right, in the West, I see Kansas City unbeaten, but we got Denver 2-2, Chargers 2-2. So Kansas City was 4-0 last year. They are typically the team that runs out to this great record, and then they stumble. Is this the year, Eytan, who's in the West?
No, it's not the year. How many times do you need to read this book? How many times do you need to watch this movie and still be disappointed with the ending? They're going to be 12-4, and they're going to flame out as soon as they hit the playoffs. Do they win the division? I like Denver. They've got a running game here. If they can get their defense together.
They lost at home last night.
I know. I get it.
They played each other last night.
Yeah, I get it. I understand what I'm saying right now, fresh off of a loss in Denver. But I think that the Broncos, if they can get their defense settled, they have a shot at beating Kansas City. At some point in December, Kansas City is going to look like what we all expect them to look like, and that's an Andy Reid team coming down to earth. I don't see this team winning every game.
Not every game.
Hey, they're not going to win every game. Right now, I'm drunk on the Andy Reid Kool-Aid.
How many times do you need to drink that Kool-Aid?
I've said no to it before, but this year I'm chugging it.
Is this the best quarterback he's ever had?
Dude, this guy.
Look at you.
I'm a McNabb guy.
Listen.
I'm a McNabb guy.
Mahomes.
But this guy's different.
Listen, Vic and Mahomes might be better than McNabb.
Mahomes is an absolute stud. I'm jumping on his bandwagon. I'm driving the wagon. He looks like Favre, Vic. Last night I watched the entire game. I am sold. I am overreacting to him through 4 games right now. I love the Chiefs and Mahomes. I am going on the train to say they win the West.
Well, I always like an Andy Reid team in the regular season, so the Chiefs win this division. I need to learn more to see if I think they're a legit Super Bowl contender. But in the AFC, you got to be one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be.
You have to be. All right, Ryan, who are your 2 wild cards?
I'm sticking with my Chargers. They're 2-2. I think Phillip Rivers is going to lead that team to a playoff.
Have you left off the Colts this week?
The Colts
You've been sticking with the Colts?
Yes, I have.
Dying on Indy Hill?
The Colts. Indianapolis is a great city, man. I like the Titans now, man. After beating the Eagles, the Colts just they seem like they have more problems, more questions than answers. Chargers and Titans are my AFC wildcard teams.
If I'm going to go out on a limb with the West and say the Broncos are going to win, clearly the Chiefs lock up that one wild card. The other, your Steelers. I think the Steelers are the second best team in the AFC North when it's all said and done. I don't believe in Cincinnati. Baltimore wins it. Pittsburgh's your wild card, and Kansas City in the AFC West.
All right. I'm torn here because I do think Miami's got a shot. They're playing in the East. They're going to win games.
Come on, man.
But I'm going – I can't tell you Pittsburgh's not going to make the playoffs right now. And I think Tennessee's in. So I'm going Tennessee, Pittsburgh.
Really? Both of you on the Titans? I'm surprised.
They made the playoffs last year.
In the AFC,
they don't look that good this year. They looked horrendous against the Eagles.
Who's good in the AFC, though? That's the thing. Like, the Titans through 4 games, some impressive wins. Jaguars and Eagles, right?
You beat the Super Bowl champion and the AFC finalists.
Yeah, you beat Blake Bortles and an Eagles team that looks like
How dare you?
I got you, but they're playing in the South. They got Indy and they own Jacksonville.
That they do. That they do.
Yeah.
I'm going Tennessee, and I'm not bailing on Pittsburgh yet. I'm bailing on Miami this week. But
Nice.
I'm
Good
not
move.
a Miami hater.
There's what can you really believe in though with Miami? They don't
Nothing.
have an offense you can really.
I saw this.
Adam Gase.
Is
Give me a break.
Tannehill Alex Smith? He's like 11-1 in his last 12 starts or something ridiculous like that.
Tannehill is?
Yeah.
What?
I didn't see that at all.
I didn't see that either.
He could be the poor man's, but it's kind of like.
Remember, he got hurt last year. Go
He
back
got
to the
hurt.
year before. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs 2 years ago. People forget that. They forget that. All right, let's go to the NFC.
I remember. All right.
The NFC side of things, let's go with the West. Everybody likes the Rams.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. In the South, this was the fist fight division. I mean, all 3 teams won 10 games last year in the South. You got Saints and Panthers and Bucks and the Falcons who made the playoffs last year and went to the Super Bowl the year before. So, Eytan, who do you like in the South?
I like the team whose defense I can count on the most, and right now you can't count on any of their defense. So by default, it's Carolina. And I know that New Orleans has gotten by at times, and the record shows with the bye now, Carolina has an opportunity to come back. And their defense is tough to score on. It's not like they've given up 100 points.
I like Carolina's
in 3 games.
defense.
So I think the defense is where I default in this division, and I say Carolina in this part of it. Yeah, Carolina.
It's a tough division, man. All 4 teams are good. They're going to beat each other up. I said the Saints to begin the year. I'm sticking with them. They're 3-1 now. That defense looks like they can't stop anything, but their offense is going to continue to click and put up a ton of points. The defense just needs to do enough to win some games. I expect them to come away with the NFC South division title.
All right, I got the Saints there. I think last year, the first 2 weeks, their defense was awful, and then they turned into one of the best defenses in the league. I think you start to see that last week in New York. That's a nice win for them to go on the road. I know the Giants aren't any good, but the Saints typically don't travel well, and I thought they played the second half of that game. I thought they dominated. I thought you saw that Saints team from last year. So I got the Saints in the South. In the North, this one's interesting because the Bears are in this. The Packers have a tie. The Vikings have a tie. The Vikings play the Eagles this week if they lose. So, Ryan, who wins the North?
The
By way, real
Minnesota
quick,
Vikings.
Dolphins are 10-2 in Tannehill's last 12 starts.
Wow. Okay.
He was 10-1. I was wrong. He was 10-1, then he lost the other day. I said 11-1.
Yeah.
So-
He'll get some more losses in that column. Don't worry. But
Don't be a hater.
No, I'm not. I am a little bit. NFC North for me, guys. The Minnesota Vikings. I know they're 1-2-1. They've had a rough start, up and
They
down.
beat the Eagles this week.
That
They're
doesn't
going to be
mean
1-3 if they lose this game.
Yeah.
1-3-1.
I know. Listen. I do not buy into Trubisky and the Bears at all. Packers and Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to stay on the field for the entire season. The Vikings have a good defense. They add Kirk Cousins. When it's all said and done, I think they're going to come away with the NFC North.
Do you think they win this week in Philadelphia?
I
Because
don't.
you got them winning the
No,
division.
I know. I don't think they win this week in Philadelphia, which gives them a tall task. But I think the Bears are going to drop off, and I don't think Aaron
Bears
Rodgers
play
is
this
going to
week?
stay on the field.
Anybody know who the Bears play this week?
I can tell you right
We
now.
won't look at we don't do the schedule till tomorrow.
Dolphins, they're in Miami.
Oh, God, that's a great one. 3-1, 3-1. I like that one.
I can't
Sign
go
me
against
up.
Aaron Rodgers.
Is that a Sports USA game?
Well, it's in Miami, so I can't go against Aaron Rodgers. As long as until he's hurt and like actually out being carried off in a stretcher like Earl Thomas, then I'm sorry, I can't go against that team. Not to say that the Bears, and I'll save it for a wild card, but the Bears are going to be good this year, no doubt in my mind. But I roll with the Packers.
See, I've been going Vikings, but 2 losses in a row if they lose this week. And my reasoning has kind of been Rodgers is a little banged up and their defense is shaky. Well, their defense has been better than Minnesota's defense, which is a surprise. And Rodgers, each week goes by, he's getting healthier. So I'm going Green Bay over Minnesota in the north. Anybody not going Philly in the east yet?
Nah, man.
I say yet.
Philly.
Mean,
But it's,
the homer in me says yes, but I am interested to see what Washington can do. I don't think that there's anything at all I can point to that I fear with Dallas or the Giants.
no, me either.
Dak
But
Prescott is barely a quarterback at this point.
the fact that
Barely.
that the Eagles and Cowboys are both 2-2 really drives me nuts right
All
now.
right, wild cards. Start with Ryan.
All right, my 2 wild cards are the Packers and the Panthers. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, and I like what they've done so far, I have them getting in. And the Panthers, with that defense and Cam Newton, I like those 2 teams.
Mitch Trubisky. Remember the name, right?
Wow.
I don't think he's going away anytime soon. The Bears' defense is all world right now. They get the wild card, and
Wow.
Saints get the wild card as well. Because I have Carolina winning the division. New Orleans is definitely
Okay.
going to be good, but yeah.
I got Carolina, and I'm going to go Minnesota.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I'm going to go Minnesota because I do
Welcome.
Really? Even though you have the Eagles winning this week, right?
Yeah, I think
It's October 2nd.
I think you might get a 10-6 or 9-7 wild card because I think the South beats
Yeah.
each other up, and I think the North is going to beat each other up now. Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. The NFC North
You got
could
Bears.
be a bloodbath.
The Bears being relevant adds some very big intrigue to that North.
Do we have to take the Redskins for real if they win?
yeah.
If they go to 3-1 right now?
That's
And,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Like what? This NFC East is might be a little bit trickier than we thought.
I'm telling you, the storylines, just a quarter poll through the season, have been very intriguing. And I tell you what, we talk all the time about ratings, the product, yada yada. Look, I've always screamed about the Thursday night games and the primetime games. You give me a lousy matchup, you're not suckering me in. You give me good matchups, I want to watch them. And the primetime games, they've given us good matchups. That's been the difference. You've got good Thursday night matchups. You had a good matchup last night. The primetime games have been much better. So it's not, oh, the product stinks, we hate these primetime games. It's no. I've always said, you're not going to sucker me in with the Jets and the Browns. You can't give me that every week on a primetime Thursday night game and think I'm just going to watch it because it's football.
No, now the only thing that needs to be primetime is that Monday night broadcast.
Oh, come on.